reached the grand finals. This is it, the final matchup to determine who will be our Cycle 6 champions. Will it once again be another repeat here of Complexity if they've taken the first 3 of 5 cycles? Or will it be for the first time Sync Esports? Something that they've been now trying to claim for a bit now, especially with this new roster that they put together here. So really should be excited to see how this one plays out. Yet another rematch of these teams going at it. Of course, just even playing yesterday where Complexity won 2 games and 1 in the winner bracket finals. Thus why they are here. Sync defeating BMG, though, just as we saw, 2 games to nothing, and getting back to this point. So there you go. That's kind of a quick recap there of how we've gotten to where we are. But this straight-up best of 3, looking forward to it. With that said, I'm going to be joined by a new co-caster here today. Going to be joined by, new in general to co-casting, but looking forward to having him on. I'm going to be joined by a different guy of Fresh. How's it going, man?
It's going great. I'm looking forward to see if Sync can get revenge on Complexity.
That's the plan. That's the plan for Sync Esports. So we'll see if they're up for it. So again, just a real quick, yourself. I mean, you're somewhat of a newer player, kind of really on this competitive scene, joining Fresh here, and obviously you've been playing with them for a little bit. But just to make that clear, but you also happen to be #1 in the ladder as a player. So I'm gonna gloat for you. There you go. You're a pretty good player, so I'm looking forward to some good insight here.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you been enjoying patch 3.8?
Yeah, I mean, some aspects of it. It's kind of different. There's a lot of things that changed, so
yeah,
kind of getting used to it with from items to spells and all the changes.
There's been a lot that's happened. There's no doubt. And, you know, we've actually been having kind of fun here these last couple of days, really talking about that, seeing that. And, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of it here in these grand finals. Let's get into it, though. We got a draft happening here already later on. So the initial bans was Hellbringer, Midas, Wild Soul, and Tundra coming out. We had a Behemoth into a Warbeast, Rhapsody into Ophelia, and Parasite coming out then into Arachna. Arachna really has been a popular hero this weekend. But what do you think about this draft here, different guy?
I think it's pretty standard, that especially that Slap bans Tundra. Oscar is getting a lot of, what can you say, credit for playing that hero on the competitive scene. It's really annoying to play against the bird constantly scouting you out, and it just feels like he makes so much of the hero.
Yeah.
And then the picks are pretty standard. Arachna stumbled onto the scene with the changes to her. It's really strong with the W and the E, especially after Savage got reworked.
Yeah, no, she again, we saw her a couple times in the previous series today. Like, this hero really has been very popular this weekend, so that's definitely been interesting to see. And again, I was pointing out to Formless here. I had him on as a co-catch for the first series. Yet, she actually got nerfs this last patch, surprisingly enough. So obviously people are kind of reacting to what happened before in the previous patch, but it's kind of interesting how it took some nerfs to maybe get some attention. It's like, oh, wait, this hero's actually really good right now. So
yeah, I think it's more of the Savage change, to be honest, that makes Arachna so strong, that you have the Wingbow in the hero, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to build the Savage on the hero. And then to lock down a hard carry that Formless likes to go, the Dark Lady, for example.
All right, good point there. The fourth pick, we have the Bands of Pebbles, Magebane, Moraxis, Oogie, Magmus, and Salamon. So pretty carry-heavy bands from Zlap, noticing there. Lord Salforce, though, coming out for Complexity. So they'll take that pick. Pyromancer, the response for Sync Esports. But, yeah, I mean, you look at Sync, by the way. I mean, having that Ophelia Warbeast combination, that in itself is always a scary combo to go against. What do you think of the Lord Salforce pick up as now Silhouette? There we go, to finish it off. So how about Complexity, how they finished here?
I think it's very surprising that Lord made it through the bets. The hero is extremely strong now. It's one of the only heroes that actually got a buff with the movement speed, and it didn't get touched in terms of nerfs. So, I mean, really surprising it makes it through the bans. Probably one of the strongest heroes in the game.
Yeah, and he's been kind of interesting to see the influence as well. You know, as you mentioned, really just getting buffed in this patch yet is already strong before that. So He's had some here and there appearances, understandably. Ravener, snap picked in the final pick and readied up on. Now, again, this isn't 100% confirmation yet, but there is strong rumor that is Mickey.
It is Mickey playing. It's his account.
It is his account? You know that?
He just he changed the name of it, but
Oh,
it is
really?
his account. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, there you go. Even different guy says it is Mickey. So, yeah, I'm inclined to believe it's Mickey. I think it's almost like it's pretty obvious at this point. So,
Yeah, I think it is.
yeah.
It's pretty guaranteed.
And that's interesting because, again, then it's a case of, is this maybe just, him happening to be today, or is this like a moving forth? Is he back? I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see for a future
Yeah, I'm
cycle,
really
but-
intrigued. He's been doing well when I've seen him in TMM and this couple of games he played today.
Yeah.
So doesn't seem like it's hurting him that he's been playing Dota for a while.
We're talking
I
about.
like the Silhouette final pick because it will be really hard for Sync to address, I think, with the lineup.
Oh yeah. Okay, we are gonna
It's
remake here,
a
but
remake.
I guess they wanna go public. I guess they're not a fan of the server that they were on there, so having to play US East here. But yeah, so you're saying there though, you like the Silhouette pickup with that carry. Yeah, we didn't talk too much about that, but so what do you like about it?
It's when you have an Arachna, it's nice to have a hero that can go no stone and a hero that is very mobile, like a Silhouette. So it's gonna be a nice game for her, I would assume.
Nullstone got a bit of a change, hasn't much, but you still think the Nullstone and the Portal Key, those are it's a pretty obvious build for Silhouette?
Yeah, no stone is just nice to have because of you want to go split push when you pick up a Silhouette. So like the no stone gives you a bit more freedom in terms of initiation from the enemy team. It gives you more time to react and shit. So it's nice to have a no stone.
Yeah. What about the shield breaker? Speaking of split push Silhouette, obviously now it affects towers. Do you think that's actually really good on her now, or?
Yeah, I haven't actually gotten to try Shieldbreaker yet, but I would assume it's core in Silhouette now. It was already strong before with the E that you get the extra attack speed with Shieldbreaker.
Yeah.
But now there's even more reason to pick it up. I've seen in TMM just Silhouette destroys towers really, really quick. So I think it's going to be core.
Yeah, I think we saw it yesterday. Did we see it in your series, actually? I want to say we did. I forget who played it, if we did, but...
I think Balthazar played it game 1.
Okay, that might have been it then, yeah. So... Yeah, and I think that was actually... I wasn't even aware that was the case. I think Nier had to kind of let me know that. It's... Again, with so much of this patch, it's just so hard to absorb it all in this quickly.
I heard Nier said it worked on Kongor. I had no idea about that before he said it. But I'm not sure if it does, actually.
I don't know. I noticed that there was, like, the debuff on Kongor, but I don't know if it actually was working on him. So, yeah, that's something that I know would need to be looked at, because I don't think that's intended, if it is, to be honest. But I'm not sure, so I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But, all right. We are back into the game, though, as we see. Remade here. And good to go. Okay, so now the lane's coming about again. Zlap's going to be playing the jungle Ophelia, of course, so instead Zibbe gets his hands on Warbeast here. You got Pyromancer as their aggressive support. Ravener going to be in the middle. What do you think of the new Ravener with the hero damage, or only charges on heroes and everything? Like the new Ravener?
Yeah, it's interesting. It seems the hero itself has transitioned into more of an initiation hero, kind of a semi-carry, more than the hard carry.
Yeah.
You like to run it in maybe man-up lanes or the dual mid, as I think they're going to dual mid this game. Pyro, Ravenor, probably. So the lanes are pretty clear-cut, I think. It's going to be dual lane versus dual lane, and then it's going to be solos on either side lanes and a jungler. I would assume, at least.
Yeah. Alright, I'm not sure why he's asking me. Like, I don't know. I'm not a server person. Like, I don't know. hopefully they're good. I mean, I haven't heard of any issues with the servers, so hopefully it's at least good enough to play on here. What would you say as a player? I mean, can you feel it? I mean, I'm sure you can. Like whenever you have to play USEs, is it very noticeable?
Yeah, it is. When we have 7 EO teams and you're used to playing EU, TMM, and EU against all teams, and then you face complexity and you have like 180 ping, you can definitely feel it, but it's primary in the laning phase.
Yeah.
That you can feel it. When it comes to last hitting and winning your lane.
Understandable there. You see a little pause coming out from complexity, but okay, so you mentioned it's going to be that duel versus duel middle. You got Self-Force and Rhapsody is heading over here, so they'll be going up against that Pyro Ravener. Definitely kill potential, as you're talking about. Did they give up on the bottom? Oh no, Warbeast is down here. Okay. He's just currently pulling, or was attempting, or I guess he's blocking even down here. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. I would definitely give the edge to Pyro Ravener in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Because of the kill potential and the double stun.
Seems like it's pretty strong, yeah.
Pending, like, ganks is of course going to be very important when you have Ophelia and Parasite on either side. But the lane in its own, I think Pyro and Ravener should win.
Yeah. They were kind of talking about that a little bit too, kind of joking with one another. But that's, again, doing our best to make note on some changes here and there. And Pyromancer did get a very slight buff, but the Dragon Fire, the radius of it was increased by 25. So it's a little easier to hit now, but it's nothing massive.
You can actually feel it sometimes, a little bit, but it's not the biggest.
Yeah.
Not the biggest buff.
Pretty small right there. Pyromancer, though, he needs to be a little careful. He's pushed up pretty far, so has to already use a health potion, actually.
I mean, you don't want to underestimate the damage from Self-Force. As he gets level 5, just the Q is incredible. So they definitely have kill potential as well, if Pyromancer oversteps.
Oh yeah, going to be looking for that opportunity. So, had to guess where action would be this game. Probably going to be in the middle lane. Is a
probably
very safe guess here. So, keep the camera there as much as possible. But top lane, Behemoth versus Arachna. I think that's a pretty obvious one there. Behemoth should dominate. No, I'm just kidding. Arachna should win here. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. But Behemoth is going to try to get levels and I'm sure start roaming. Oscar especially. I know just really any solid suicide Behemoth player. It's, you know, being active early on, kind of roaming about is probably what we'll see here.
Yep, I agree.
Middle lane.
It's very rare you see a matchup that he can win, so normally they start roaming very early.
Isn't that funny how he doesn't have a lot of favorable matchups yet? He is such a popular suicide hero.
Kind of because of the initiation that it provides just for the PK. You can link. The hero you go on don't have time to react with the PK ulti. You just get instantly stun locked, and it's a lot of time when you have the E maxed, so it's very strong later on.
Yeah, even with the portal key nerf, I mean, it's only 100 gold, but it's something. Even with Behemoth getting nerfed himself, his shockwave damage was slightly nerfed, so he's still considered a top-tier hero. I mean, that's been pretty evident this weekend, too.
Yeah.
Teams like him.
You see him using his W to try and get last hits with Hatchet, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Something that there's people doing.
Yeah, might as well.
It makes for a really easy last hit, actually, if you've tried it.
Oh yeah, that damage increase, pretty solid, 100% at level 1, but even so, yeah, now with the hatchet, especially now with it in tower range, yeah, you should be able to get a couple here possibly. Walk up and get one at least. So, got some nice lane control at least, so I don't know if that's to the fault of Arachna or just Behemoth managing to do it pretty well, but he's going to get some levels here. He's actually level 4 already, jeez.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of freedom. You see Arachna harassing on the tower because of the Q. He might actually be in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that Q is not aggroing the tower, and Behemoth, he's dead.
Yeah, that was really well played by Hexerin, realizing that it didn't aggro the tower if he uses his Q.
That is strong. Nah, an ability that doesn't aggro tower, yet it slows the opponent and deals a little bit extra damage on top of that. That's pretty strong. Lord Self-Force, meanwhile, top lane, or middle lane, excuse me, he's in trouble right here. However, Ravener also taking some good damage. Rhapsody trying to stand her ground. Down goes Ravener, actually, as Parasite even comes in for the assistance. Look at Lord Self-Force turning this now. Zlapped in trouble. That Lord Self-Force, he will turn on you if you don't realize it. I mean, that life tap so strong. Pyromancer also... Yep, he goes down. It's a 3-for-0 exchange here in the middle lane. What happened, different guy?
That was really well played by Foshy. He landed multiple Qs on top of multiple players and managed to turn it around. It was good sequence of events for Complexity.
Yeah, Lord Self-Force, again, it is interesting seeing it with Fuzzy Sloth. He's not a typical Lord Self-Force player, but not that it's, I mean, let's be honest, Self-Force isn't a difficult hero to play necessarily. But,
no. As long as you've tried it a couple of times and you're a good player like Fuzzy, you can make it work for sure.
Yeah. So absolutely helping a turn right there, and all of a sudden over 400 GPM, so... Just as we're talking about Arachna getting the Bloodlust kill top lane, all of a sudden 3 kills for Complexity, and feeling pretty good about that. So now something Hexerin has been doing on Arachna, he actually likes to go to Shrunken Head first. I think he gets Energizer first at least, but then he goes Shrunken Head. He's done that the last 2 times he's played it, I want to say. Do you think that would be good, and is that a good choice?
It really depends on the game. I think this game it would be very good against a very magic-heavy team until Silhouette gets a lot of items.
Yeah. Yeah, the middle lane, by the way. So Force went down, but not much you can do. Go ahead.
And it's just a hero that deals naturally a lot of damage, so Shrunken early on is often a wise choice. I really like it this game. Curious if he's gonna go it.
Yeah, I guess a lot of it comes down to, again, Formless was touching on that as well, that between his ultimate, his precision, the aura of his, he actually just has the ability to do so much damage anyways, that he doesn't really need that extra damage boost early on at least. So Shrunken could be good for that reason. He is not leveling his W yet. Now, I know I guess he is free farming, so that's probably a big part of it. So does that surprise you, or that makes sense?
It doesn't surprise me because I don't think he's gonna see a lot of action early on.
Speaking of action, Love found some action right there. He tried to make a play on Ophelia. Unfortunately, he got caught out by Ravener and eventually killed off right there. So good response from Sync, and they tied up at 3 hero kills actually. So yeah, that middle exchange earlier obviously went well in favor of Complexity, but Ravener, you know, he's recovered since it. He's 345 GPM now.
Yeah, that is the hero that Sing is looking to get going early on. Get the PK on the Ravenor and start making plays. I assume he's going to go PK. I think so.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask too. It seems like the couple of times we have seen Ravener, after the changes that he had, the Abyssal Skull is still pretty popular. Would you expect to see that?
Maybe later on. I think he's going to get a PK early on, because on this team he's kind of filling the initiation role. Because there's no other obvious hero. We had the game yesterday, we had several initiators, and then we had a Ravenor as a semi-carry. But in this game, I think he's going to be an initiator.
Gotcha. Well,
so I'm expecting an early Shrunken PK maybe.
It's got the Steam Boots in the bottle right here, so it's got a solid start. We'll see what he changes that into. But, I mean, you can tell Lord Self-Force is... he's not comfortable going up to get these last hits right here. He knows that they have a lot of kill potential, so he's playing it safe. How's the bottom lane going? Haven't really looked at that too much. Formless, I would think, is doing pretty good. Yeah, 45 and 8, he's doing good. Warbeast, I guess, isn't doing bad himself, but Formless is definitely winning this bottom lane.
As expected.
Yeah.
Warbeast has been pulling a lot, though, to get good XP and farm as well. He's doing alright.
And he does have a life tube here, so again, that Nullstone. Still, even with the changes of it, still the powerful build on Silhouette here.
They've
it.
prioritized a lot of levels on the Rhapsody this game. He's almost level 6. I think it's pretty good in this game because if they go on lots of hours, she can easily prevent the death if she has level 6.
Protective Melody there, yeah. If they stun lock down South Forest, then she'll just easily channel that, so. Yeah, it does make that a little more difficult getting a kill out of this.
It's really cool that you can see how close they are to leveling up now. I think that was a great change.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to say anything because I'm not sure how long that has been in, but I feel like it's fairly recent.
Not so long.
Yeah,
it's fairly recent. It's been a month or something.
Yeah, it hasn't been too long. I'm glad that you pointed that out because it was one of those, like, I really hope that it hasn't been there forever and I just have not noticed, but yeah, it seems like it did come out recently. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's not so long ago.
Yeah. But no, I agree. That's a fantastic change, of course, to be able to see that. It's good information to have here.
I see my teammates asking me every time I play, how close are you to the next level? And I'm like, you can see it yourself. And I think I've said that about 100 times now.
Check for yourself, yeah. See, Astrolabe is in the works for his lap. Now he's got the Ring of Sorcery, Refreshing Ornament. Oh, they try middle lane again. They've tried now a couple times here to get that ball lightning to hit, but South
You see Ragnar behind the middle lane as well.
Oh, wow.
They really want to go here.
Yeah. He's got the Energizer ready to go, but they can't hit the lead stun. I mean, I guess that's where Pyro and Ravener are a little, they don't have that guaranteed stun between them.
Yeah, that's why I think he's going to get the PK. Then it's pretty much a guaranteed stun, and they really need that on this team.
Okay, well, that's guaranteed too, but there's the Protective Melody that you're talking about. Now, Rhapsody is in trouble. However, there's the Blazing Strike on a Lord's of Force will go down. Parasite turns on a Ravener, though. Oh, but Arachna will cut off Rhapsody, so he does eventually come in with the flank and get that kill. We're not done just yet because now Parasite's in trouble. He does not have Infest up. They're going to cut through the trees. They know somebody's in here. Arachna still has that Spider Sting, in fact. Going to use it on his Silhouette as she comes in. Silhouette has to kind of run from this, and we'll be fine, though, as that is going to come to an end. But actually, Sync still could get something out of this. Behemoth, he's just too far. He'll be good. All right, well, the turn, I mean, they killed Ravener, so it wasn't too bad for Complexity, but it wasn't 2 for 1 for Sync, though.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that Haxron didn't get a point until level 10 in W if he's going to be this active early on. But he finally got his W. It's going to help him.
Yeah, he's only got the 1 point in it, though. Of course, you need that second point for the being able to use it while you're silenced or stunned, so.
That's true.
See when he gets that here is he's on the uphill right now, and there's definitely, they saw Parasite running by, so in fact they're going to find him right here, that Vulture Lord. They have him come out of it, though, so not much they can make do with that. And he will be fine. Now, while they're kind of, I mean, all 5 of them are in this vicinity. I mean, Silhouette's pushing out the top lane now while they're distracted here. Although Arachna ports in, and that'll probably be the end of Silhouette pushing. But Lord Self-Force is going to do triple stack Ancients in the meantime, as he's good at. By the way, Self-Force, how about that? He goes Energizer on Self-Force. What do you think?
That's very different. It's a good build-up item, but I like the tablet better, normally. Especially against this team, where he needs to dodge the Ball of Lightning, and it's all skill shot stunts, basically, on the Hellborn side. So you think a tablet would be good, but Energizer is definitely solid as well for doing the skill shots.
Yeah, again, Fuzzy Sloth, not a typical Lord South Forest player, so kind of showing us his variation of it and what he maybe likes to do. And doing that here for now. We'll see how he progresses. Definitely a tablet still could very likely see. It's the bottom tower, though. It's gonna fall here. This is that push coming into play now between Warbeast and Ophelia, especially. They bring a lot of.
I think Complexity is gonna look into split push until they get the Behemoth PK. They don't want to take any fights before that.
Yeah. Oscar has 770 gold saved up, so he's working towards it now, but a bit more time as there's the middle tower, though. So we'll help close that gap a little bit. As Arachna, Haxron is doing the same exact build. Middle lane, though, Ravener going to turn on a Parasite right here, but Parasite going further. However, saw the support coming in, and Complexity falls back as a team, so So they did not want to dive too far right there, and that worked out for them. Oh, but we're not done.
Oh.
They're going in, actually. Shockwave going to be used right there. The Fissure follow-up, but Warbeast was able to ultimate and run on out of there, taking minimal damage. Behemoth, he's going to TP out, though. He'll be fine. Silhouette, that was just the illusion. And the rest are going to scatter. So Complexity, again, another case of retreating right here. Oh, but Rhapsody, she got found. And they will lose one person out of it. So Sync, the chase is successful. Get the kill on the love there.
It's a great job by Sync. They're not allowing Complexity to split push already. It's kind of a small victory every time you trade a tower against the Ophelia lineup.
Yeah.
And they're not letting them do that by taking this fight. They will get 2 towers and Complexity won't get any. Whereas they probably would have split pushed if they didn't take the fight beforehand.
Sync plan is smart here as the secondary tower dropping below half life now. It's getting pretty low. You see Complexity, they're kind of nearby to defend it. In fact, they may get involved in a fight if they want it or not. Spider Sting on the South Forest. Protecting Melody just in a range. It's keeping him alive. Only for so long, though. He eventually will go down as the Rhapsody had to get out of there. And so the pickoff is real. And with South Forest dead, yeah, they're going to keep this going, actually. Into the base. We're only 15 minutes in, and they're already sieging into the base here. I guess because they can.
They know that Behe doesn't have PK yet, so there's not a lot Complexity can do yet.
Wow. I mean, I know they got pushed with Warbeast and Ophelia, but I did not expect to see a 15-minute base tower kill at this rate. But yeah, as you pointed out, no Portakey on Behemoth. That's the opening.
Especially when you think that 1.5 minutes ago the Tier 1 tower was standing. They just plowed through all 3 towers.
Yeah.
It's really strong push potential.
Absolutely huge push from them. You do see Parasite, by the way. He did get the level 1 puzzle box completed right there. I mean, we're not even done just yet. Sync is actually, oh, the ball lightning. So much for that guaranteed stun. Make a
yeah.
missing that one right there. Just misjudging it, but it'll happen. It's kind of like a Kraken charge, I feel like. It's one of those, it should be guaranteed, but sometimes you're just going to whiff it. But, they're controlling this, though, the map.
Yeah. As they should. If Complexity survives the early game and gets in well into the mid game, they're in a great spot. But Sync is really taking control right now. Gonna clean up all the outer towers really early on.
So it sounded like you were going to be a fan of it here, and sure enough, Haxrin keeps this the same build going. He likes the Energizer and the Shrunken Head, and he already has that now, so...
It's just so hard to touch him now between the W and the Shrunken Head. You can't really gank him at all, because he will get the W off and then instantly Shrunken Head and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be a difficult hero to kill for sure, and obviously they're going to have to find a way around that. Behemoth getting that portal key. He is just about there, and he's 2250 again. So a couple more 100 gold here, and he should have that. Nullstone has been finished on Silhouette for a little bit. And probably going to see that Portakey follow-up too. So I guess that's what Complexity does have going for them. They do have a Silhouette that's farming pretty well, and we know what that means. I mean, Silhouette, when it comes to split push, and she can win games by herself. So
there we go, Congo. It's really early token.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of early things here.
I think it's going to be free Rex. I don't think... I don't see Complexity, like, they do have the Behe PK in 15 gold, but Arachnia can just pound in auto attacks on the barracks, but they're doing a great job of split pushing right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Complexity, I would keep going here, I think.
Well, yeah,
or they're TP back.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, they're doing that put, but no, they TP back. Yeah, I don't know. I was with you. It seems like it's like, are you actually going to be able to defend this? Now, they do have the Portakey on Behemoth, so obviously that's the big difference here.
But they need to jump in the background because Arachna is so hard to kill with 1 life, but she has 2 now. So.
Yeah. I mean, look at the spread. Obviously, Sync's plan is so smart right now too. Behemoth, he's going. He's going to charge in right here. He does get the jump off. The half-life on Arachna right off the bat. Again, she has a token even if she falls. Behemoth goes down. Arachna will go down as well, but going to come right back up. They kill Rhapsody. It's a 2-0 so far. And that will be the end of that little exchange right there. But now they don't have that Behemoth initiation, and without it, you know, they really can't go in here. So, yeah, this choice to try to defend, it's going to ultimately come up short, I think, for Complexity. As there we go. They just could not do anything else after Behemoth died. And
they have no initiation right now, so
yeah.
it's free Rex, basically.
Yeah, so it's not even hindsight, because as you were just saying before that, you really felt like they should have pushed the top lane there. And they chose not to. That was a mistake, I think.
There were already 3 people up there, so I think they could have at least gotten a tower and maybe 1 Rex traded. Because you see, there's not a lot of TPs on the Hellborn side. On the core heroes, at least, on the Rex and Pyromancer.
Yeah.
And Ophelia TP, like, what does it really do? You don't get all your creeps with you as well. It's just the hero.
Yeah, not that great at it, so. But again, they didn't. That's the point. They tried to defend. They figured they had the Portakey on Behemoth. He just got it, and they wanted to try to make a play. Again, getting the token use, sure, that's good, but it ultimately does what Sync wanted anyways. They got the racks, and they really didn't lose anything out of it. So that's
great.
Tough hole now.
It's great to see that Sync understands that they're on a timer, because if Silhouette gets to her core item, she's going to be so hard to deal with. But early on, she can't really do a lot when they group up and push.
Yeah. Interesting, a couple of, Sync is really on point here, but also interesting, we see a couple of different items coming out. Ravener going the Elder Parasite. Obviously, that got a little bit of changes here, and arguably better in a lot of people's minds. Do you like the new Elder?
Yeah, it's very situational. It's very good on heroes like Raven or like Riptide, where you can now get the Shrunken and the Elder at the same time, which you couldn't do before.
Yeah.
Especially Riptide has benefited a lot from that, but also Ravenor. You want to get that, I'm pretty sure he wants to get Shrunken Head next. But just having the insane attack speed with the superior magic damage hits is really, really strong. I like it here.
And then one other item, how about Zlapt going a barrier idol on Ophelia? It's not a typical item. Now, I was double-checking. It actually did get a little bit of a buff. It now actually applies a 3 health regen aura and a 900 range around him. So it's even a little bit more than what it did before.
It's a great item pickup. They're gonna look to push another Rex soon, and currently the Legion side only has magic damage, so it's gonna...
Big jump.
It's really gonna have a huge effect.
I mean, you kind of obviously there's no barrier out right there, but it didn't matter. I mean, they were just simply the follow-up both wasn't there for Complexity, but again, the team support of Sync was all there, and Behemoth he got antsy, he got trigger happy, and he clearly did not really have the best jump right there. So with him dead, even when he resurrects, he will not have Shockwave. Of course, they know this. Sync could possibly end the game right here. As they're pushing in, going for a second set of racks. Lord Salforus, he's got that Shrunken. You see a Quick Blade purchase on Silhouette that's just getting any kind of damage and whatever they can get right now. And, oh, they're split pushing that. That would be why. In fact, Silhouette ports back up here with the Illusion. Now, Sync, they only ported 1 back currently. Pyromancer being that one.
I think they're waiting for the barrier idol that's being sent out right now before they're gonna go high ground.
Yeah, Warbeast is still here. Where is... Oh my god, Ravener was picked up. I did not even realize that. Ravener died up here. I don't know why I didn't...
I had no idea.
Yeah, I did not even see that. I guess he did come in and tried to make a hold, and they actually killed him. So, maybe that's going to be the reason to not make a play. Yeah, they are just going to hold off now. Be fine with that, but, I mean, still a huge lead here for Sync, and clearly just... But, again, it's as you were pointing out, in fact, Silhouette is going to jump back in here, but Ravener's back, and so is Arachna. And he just melted. Pyromancer didn't even need to ultimate right there. Silhouette did not have his illusion up either, so pretty greedy play from Formless. I mean,
What you got is in trouble as well, I think.
don't have an easy way to get him out of that creep.
Pyro PK. I'm not gonna go for it, it seems.
Not worth it, but yeah, I guess when you are behind though, like they are, you know, you got to take some risk, and I think that's what Formless was kind of thinking there. But him dying doesn't help. And now they're just sitting in their base, holding off what they can. So, but yeah, I mean, it does come back to Sync. You said you can tell they're playing with you know, with that in mind, that they're on a little bit of a clock here. They have been, and whenever you have a silhouette that is farming pretty well, you are going to want to put the pressure on and not let him split push you down to victory. So they've done great at that, but they still haven't secured it just yet.
I think their time window is pretty big in this game, though, with the lead they've given themselves. So, but I assume they're going to maybe wait for the next Congo before they look to get the next Rex. I'm not sure, actually. They might just go for it.
Yeah, you see the barrier idol on Slap as we're talking about. There's a plated creeps as well, actually. And actually, just use Ophelia's touch because Arachna at the top lane is trying to get away right here. A couple more auto attacks, though. Now she has a Spider Sting, but the Null Stun is preventing her from using it, and down she goes. So, yeah, that's where that Null Stun is a little bit extra benefit for Silhouette this game. It's tough.
That's a huge kill.
That'll slow them down from actually trying to push here.
Exactly, and it will get Silhouette some more time to build up.
Yeah.
And she got the kill as well. It's really important pickup.
So, how about Serenia, by the way? In fact, so a couple of things. One is that he's 290 gold per minute as a support Pyromancer, but when they're grouping and pushing and getting kills early on, I mean, that's going to happen. But that's huge to have. Also level 11, but he also just got the Soul Trap. This is the first time we get to see this item this weekend. What are your thoughts on Soul Trap?
I haven't actually got to get the feels of it yet, but on paper it should be a strong item to pick up for supports.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the items from the new patch we're going to see a lot, at least. More than other items.
That's what I was kind of expecting, too. It does seem like it's, because if anything, it's a little cheaper, and so more likely to see, you know, those kind of items, of course. But I will say, again, it is 1,000 gold, so, you know, when you think him on a supportish kind of player, games like this where he happens to be farming very well, which is the rare, then yeah. But that's where it's going to be interesting, because a lot of game supports aren't going to be able to pool up, you know, 1,000 gold to buy this item.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where, you know.
You see Love, on the other hand, struggling on complexity side.
Yeah.
Just to keep up wards at this point.
Yep, that's definitely a difference in games right here, but not struggling is the Silhouette again. He's still managing pretty well. 420 gold per minute, has the Firebrand that he just got here, so that Geometer's Bane definitely going to be coming up.
You see Sync not rushing anything. They know that they have their time. They just need the next Kong, which complexity is going to have a really hard time contesting before they can push high ground. I think that's what they're waiting for. I'm not exactly sure when it's up, but it should be soon.
Yeah. In the near future here. He's kind of in the area, so maybe that's evidence of it.
Yeah, most teams have a timer, so I think they know it's going to be up very soon. It seems like it really seems that way.
Appear now. Or Beast now. Oh,
yeah,
so close.
They definitely knew that.
Yeah, good job with the timer there. And immediately doing it. And you see complexity, there's no chance of them spotting this or even thinking about it. By the time they, you know, they're like, oh, hey, they're missing. Maybe they're at Kong, or, oh, never mind. There's the message, so. That's a token on Arachna, and again, this could possibly be a push now to try to really do it in here. God, he's going to have a wing bow already.
Yeah, on Arachna?
Yeah.
Not sure how they're gonna deal with him.
Kind of don't. Just have to crowd control him, I guess, which they don't even really have a lot of. So yeah, this is not a good game right now for Complexity.
I think you have to try and ignore him. There's no way you're dropping him twice, like to initiate a fight. So I think they have to go for the supportive cast and then hope to clean him up last.
Yeah, I guess go for Ophelia maybe, and yeah, even the Pyromancer. But man, you're doing that. You're spending time doing that. You got a War Beast. You got a Ravener. You got an Arachna just dealing damage to you. Oh god, this is tough for Complexity.
It's a very hard spot to be in.
Not a bright spot by any means, but we'll see if the defending champions of Cycle 5, if they're able to do so, as they're going to have to be up to the challenge coming up here very shortly. So you see at the bottom lane now. There's the Wingbow, officially on Haxrin. So has that going into it. Not going to have a Shrunken out on Ravener, unfortunately, but not a huge deal. Here we go. Oh, they're going to find Behemoth right off the bat. He dies, no buyback. And without initiation, I mean, what shot do you have? That should do it. Sync is going to pull through in game number 1 here. I mean, just like that. I mean, obviously they were already in a point where, oh, well, okay, we're not over just yet. Maybe I'm too ahead of myself, because Silhouette is split push on the top lane and keeping them distracted. You see Ravener ports back, but, I mean, that's now 2 sets of racks destroyed in Sync's favor. And obviously they just have a tremendous lead right now. Parasite is going to be able to kind of get on out of here, at least he's trying, but unfortunately Arachna catches him. And that means he's dead. A couple of auto attacks later. Humiliation even coming out on top. War Beast, nope, the heals are real. And Silhouette will fall. There you go. Yeah, that's the evidence right there that this is over. So they try, but man, credit to Sync. They played very well here in game 1.
They really understood their lineup. It was great to see.
Did you say it was weird to see?
No, it was great to see
great
that they understood
okay.
their lineup.
I thought you said it was like, this is weird. What is Sync doing? Yeah.
It's a very good team.
Great to see, indeed. I mean, that was fun. It is fun to watch good Han, you know, when it all comes together like that for sure. So, definitely an impressive performance from them. I mean, was it a draft issue, or was that just really that they played their lineup well?
I think it was a draft issue, because Complexity needed Oscar to get his PK before they could do anything. And if Sync got off to any kind of early lead, then that was going to happen almost every time. So I think it was a really great draft from Slapped.
All right, well, we'll see what draft we're looking at coming up here. Look at Zibit, by the way, 0-14.
I just noticed.
That's
interesting stat line.
You press W, you get assists. That's how it works.
Yep.
Strong hero for that. All right, but no, we got, obviously, again, Sync looking good here. We'll see game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, going to be coming up here. This is the grand finals, and we're already 1-0 in favor of the challengers of Sync Esports. Are we going to see a sweep? With the way they're playing, it could be possible. Will Complexity calm it down and force that 3rd and final game? Well, we're going to find out next year on Honcast. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. Game number 2 coming up next.